Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Mother and Refuge of the End Times. An article found on LifeSite News. Rare appearance of northern lights across the west may be linked to Fatima warning about chastisement. When you see a night illumined by an unknown light, know that this is the great sign given to you by God that He is about to punish the world for its sins by means of war, famine, and persecution against the Church and of the Holy Father. Our Lady of Fatima warned. Article by Andreas Walzer, Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. The Northern Lights, aurora borealis, have appeared as far south as Italy in a rare display reminiscent of the night illumined by an unknown light mentioned in the Message of Fatima. On November 5th, northern lights appeared in various colors in the sky all over Europe and North America. The southern lights, aurora australis, were also seen on the same night in Australia. Usually the northern lights are only visible in certain areas close to the Earth's North Pole, such as Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Alaska, or Siberia. But last Sunday, the northern lights were even seen in Puglia in southern Italy. The scientific explanation for the appearance of the aurora borealis in unusual places is the heightened geomagnetic activity of the sun. But there might also be a spiritual explanation connected to the message of Our Lady of Fatima. On July 13, 1917, the Virgin Mary appeared to the three shepherd children in Fatima, Portugal, to tell them about what is known as the second secret of Fatima. If what I say to you is done, many souls will be saved and there will be peace, the message of Our Lady began. The war is going to end, but if people do not cease offending God, a worse one will break out during the reign of Pius XI. When you see a night illumined by an unknown light, know that this is the great sign given to you by God, that He is about to punish the world for its sins by means of war, famine, and persecution against the Church and of the Holy Father. On the night of January 25, 1938, the sky turned blood red as the northern lights appeared across Europe and North America, and even in parts of North Africa. 2 months later, Hitler's armies invaded Austria, marking the beginning of the events that would lead to the bloodbath of World War II. As geopolitical tensions around the world heightened, Professor Roberto de Mattei drew the connection between the night illumined by an unknown light in 1938 and the similar occurrence from last Sunday. On 5 November, an unexpected aurora borealis lit up the skies of Europe and of Italy, where it was seen from the Alps to Puglia. Astronomers have offered the scientific explanations of the optical phenomenon, but one who has a supernatural spirit turns a thoughtful gaze to heaven and wonders if this event might not be connected with the aurora borealis of 1938 and 1939, which, according to Sister Lucia of Fatima, announced the Second World War. An apocalyptic sign? An aurora borealis can also be a luminous sign of hope, inviting us to judge the things of earth with the eyes of heaven, and reminding us that all the causes and all the effects of what happens in the world have their first principle and their ultimate end in God, the only one who can give peace on earth to men of good will who seek His glory. According to Our Lady of Fatima, the remedy for the chastisement of humanity is the consecration of Russia to my Immaculate Heart and the communion of reparation on the first Saturdays. Catholic lawyer and Fatima expert Christopher Ferreira argued that the latest attempt to consecrate Russia by Pope Francis on March 25, 2022, was not successful because Russia has not been converted as Our Lady promised, and there is no peace in the world, but rather increased military conflict. However, De Mattei notes that history is never irreversible, above all when God decides to intervene. Thank you for your support. May God bless you and keep you, and may the Immaculate Heart of Mary be your refuge.